I got a question tonight. Do black women secretly hate black men and may or may not realize it? I asked that question because I noticed that a lot of times it's so hard for black women to compliment their men. They always have a smart remark. You know what I mean? It's just never a solid compliment. And of course, not all women are like this, but I've spoken to a lot of men that have shared that same issue. They have such a hard time receiving a compliment from their woman. They can get a raise at work. They come home, tell their girlfriend or wife about it, and they're like, that's it? They could have finished a project they've been building or working on, and it's just like, whatever. And I mean, I've even experienced that myself. And I was just like, it's kind of weird. She can compliment every dude in her family, and they not even doing shit, like nothing. But the things I'm doing or was doing for her, it was like, oh, that's okay. That's all right. And it's like, even though you don't look, you don't do things to just to get a reaction from people, but after a while you start getting a little upset, like what's the problem? Like, this ain't no little shit I just did, and you treating it like it's little. So I don't know if it was like maybe insecurity in her or whatever the case may be. But I bring that up because black men love black women. We love black women. You know what I'm saying? We are loyal to dating black women. Contrary to what you might believe, 83% of black men who are married to black women. I really believe that if black women were a hotter commodity to men from different ethnicities, I think y'all would leave us with the quickness. We are loyal to you guys. But going back to the complimenting thing, I just don't understand why it's like that. I don't get it. But then let a woman from another nationality, another nationality, let them say something positive about a black man. First thing out your mouth is, don't they get their own man?
They taking all our men. Don't they got enough of their own?
And it's just like, why should that bother you so much if you don't even want to compliment them? And then I have to go back to the statistic. If 83% of black men are married to black women, how in the hell are women from other nationalities taking all the black men? Make it make sense to me, please. Because I just get kind of tired of hearing black women talk so crazy about black men. They're all in jail, which is a lie. They're all gay, which is a lie. They're all with white women, which is a lie. The thing about it is, most black women are all aiming for the same 10% of black men in America. The rich men. And a lot of the women that are aiming for them don't qualify. And it doesn't mean that you aren't good or you're not a good woman. But the thing is, just like women have a right to want who they want, Those rich men have a right to want who they want. And typically they have a certain type of woman that has a certain type of characteristic. A woman that's going to be a team player and look good and be in shape and be less problematic. Someone that they look forward to coming home to. Not a headache, not a nag, not always in a bad mood. But I have to say things like that because those are the same type of women that talk crazy about black men and say there's none left. But your mind is so set on a certain type of guy that you may not even like. And you walk right past potential husbands every day. Men that you don't even know exist that would treat you the way you want to be treated. But you focused on the money. Money ain't shit. Money is a tool. It's necessary. But when your focal point is money and you're lazy, it's not going to work out for you. I think women or black women need to start using their peripheral vision. Use it. You're walking past your potential husbands every day because he doesn't look like what you imagine your husband should look like. He doesn't make the money you imagine what your husband would make. But say you did get lucky and meet a rich man. Does that mean that you're going to enjoy each other? You may not like his personality. And a lot of times women don't understand a rich man's lifestyle. Men that have money don't have time. To make all that money, that's a lot of work, which means he's not going to be home a lot, which means he's not going to be able to spend as much time with the kids as you want. Or you. It's not realistic to think like these movies portray it. These rich men, they're working and making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And they have time to come home and correct homework. They have time to do the garden, mow the lawn, have sex with you every night. That's not realistic. Rich men are rich because most of their time is devoted to work. Is that something you really want? Is money that important? Because all I hear is I want someone to fall in love with and be my everything. That doesn't sound like money. And the type of guys that have the time to give you that, you're not even looking in their direction. So that's why I ask, do black women secretly hate black men? Because if you're just shooting for the top 10%, as well as all the other nationalities, they're all shooting for that top 10%. There's 90% of men, eligible men, that you're missing out on. Start giving these men compliments. And you never know what gift they have in store for you. The top 10% is not for everybody. It takes work. Being a housewife is work. If you're not working, you're going to be working. You don't go to a 9 to 5, but you got a 24-hour job. Think about that. Think how you ready to get off work at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon during the week. When you're a housewife, you don't get off work. Yeah, you may get expensive gifts, but you have to maintain the household. You have to maintain the children. You have to maintain your body. Your health is work. Start looking to your sides. Compliment these black men. They're ready to give you everything a lot of the time. But when you don't even give them any type of opportunity, you cannot open your mouth and say there's no good men out there. It's disrespectful. You've never heard men say there's no women out there. You never hear us say that. Never. Because we know it's good women out there. And as men, we know it's good men out there. Give a compliment. We'll appreciate it. And you will too. I'm out.